you. In a recent memo, the acting head of U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement said migrants can be deported to third-party countries that are not their own, in some cases with little to no prior notice. The memo said that the Supreme Court cleared the way for this policy when it paused a district court judge's mandate requiring additional due process requirements for deportations. For more on this policy and what it means, we're joined by ABC News contributor and Hofstra law professor James Sample. James, always good to have you here. So tell us just in simple terms what procedures there are at this point for notifying and screening migrants that they're being deported.
Well, not only that they're being deported, but that they're potentially being deported to third countries where they have no ties whatsoever. They have never been in most instances, and with as little as 6 hours notice. Imagine the educated elite would have a hard time contacting an attorney and stopping their deportation within 6 hours. What if your attorney doesn't answer the phone? Now put yourself in the posture of an undocumented migrant with 6 hours of notice before you're deported to a country where you've never been and you don't know anyone. What
kind of legal basis might opponents be able to push back on to say, hey, this is not right, this is not legal?
It's certainly, there are arguments based in due process, right? I mean, so the question here, though, is these individuals, in fairness to the government and the Trump administration's posture, these are individuals who already have a final order of removal. And what they are objecting to is to being deported to their own home country because they face torture or fear of even death. Now, on a practical level, one of the ways that I think that this is all very complex. Immigration law is extraordinarily complex. The way to think about this is assume that citizen or that individual X was an undocumented immigrant from Haiti. And if they say, I don't want to be deported to Haiti because I have a credible fear of torture or even death in Haiti, the Trump administration's posture is, okay, you only get one bite at the apple to object to a particular country. So we're going to send you to South Sudan, where you also face torture or death. Kafka would be proud.
Now, on another note, we also have immigrants who are arriving who the United States is now saying would no longer be eligible for bond hearings. What's the counter argument to that?
So these are individuals who are awaiting their immigration hearing before an immigration judge, who have not yet had the process to determine that they are in fact removable. Currently, unless an individual is convicted of a violent crime or has a violent crime past, they are generally released pending their hearing into the United States. So many of these individuals have been here, in some instances, for decades. They have children who are U.S. citizens, they have jobs, they own homes, they pay taxes. So these individuals now, the government would be housing them in detention facilities. And if you think back to last week in the passage of the big, beautiful bill, one of the things that that bill included was a dramatic increase in funding for these detention centers. And ICE is now by far and away the highest funded federal law enforcement agency, with funding that exceeds the funding of the FBI, the DEA, and the U.S. Marshals Service combined.
Fascinating number there. All right, James Sample, our thanks to you as always. A dentist on trial in Colorado is accused